For art, he has been the one putting the flyer on putting our pictures on flyer, and he has been good since day one. That covers a lot of events. So if you need Alpha Art, please you can call on him on 0551 404 387 0551 404 387, and Alpha Art would do beautiful work for you. And as I said, if you want to call Aftermath for any question and anything about the program and sponsorship package for the program, you can do so by calling 0208 491 919 0208 491919, and it will be going through on your screen, so you can pick it and call. We want to come to your offices, you want to come to your schools, you want to come to your church, invite us, and we will be right there. And the program is Wounds of the Heart, and we are back on your screen. Today, we're going to discuss an issue that a lot of people are baffling with. But today I have someone here who is going to talk to us and educate us about the topic you saw on the flyer. And today we are discussing what we call marijuana. And I have with me a gentleman whom I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
And please, welcome to Wounds of the Heart.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
All right, so
grateful.
I thank you so much. I don't want you to, but since it's the first time on my program, I want you to and tell my people who you are.
Well, my name is Charles Jose, and I'm a certified addiction professional and counselor. I'm the head of addictive disease unit, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and I'm also a mental health practitioner. So I'm very grateful for you to have me here.
All right. So before we enter into the topic, do you do private counseling when it comes to addiction?
Yes, I do private counseling as well.
All right. So viewers, before we will be done, I'll let him put his contact through so that at least if in case you need him, you can call his line, or you can call my line as well, and I can also direct you to him. He does family counseling also, especially with addicts, and because he said he's a certified. But the topic.
Parisian by now. I mean, I learned, but the point is he's not a creationist who I learned long ago.
Flowers and a bat are what we refer to as marijuana, and people smoke it. And this one, because it's a psychoactive substance, because it affects your mood and your mind. It affects the way you talk, the way you perceive things. And what happens is that it contains a substance called the THC, and that is what gives what we call the high, or the euphoria, or the happiness when people smoke and they say that I am high.
All right.
So basically, that's marijuana.
So marijuana is a plant.
It's a plant.
So whether dry or it's still greeny or whatever, the plant is called marijuana.
That is it. That's a marijuana plant.
Okay. So, and you said there's something THC in it that makes that cause. We'll come there. We'll come to that aspect content, because I want my viewers to know what marijuana is. We know. Is it the same as we?
Yes. That's the other names. We have some local names that people give it names those times because they just want to, because of it's illegal, and they want to hide the real name. So they decide to give it certain names at the ghetto so that people may not know when they talk about it. So we have weed. Like you said, we have cannabis.
Okay.
Now I recently heard one called Buga.
Buga is a dance. Now
it's called weed is called Buga in some of the ghettos.
Okay.
Now we have one we call like we said, marijuana. Then we have dope.
Dope. Okay.
We have dope. Some people also call it Abonsam Tawa.
Abonsam Tawa. Okay.
So they are, as for the names, a lot. When you travel outside Ghana, different. Okay. Some people call it Kush. And all those funny names.
Is it because people doesn't want to know that this is what I'm going to do? So around us, those who smoke weed or marijuana, let us give it a name so that at least it will come. Okay. Okay.
Like you said, there was this funny thing I was watching. Somebody just went to a ghetto and said, I'm buying weed, and they were like, "Wow, who asked you to come and buy weed? Next time when you come, call it this name. Don't call it weed."
Okay. Okay.
So these are some of the ways that.
All right. I want to ask this question, since you are an expert about addiction expert. Please, is marijuana useful? Is it helpful to the society? Marijuana, not the plant itself.
Okay, like I told you, marijuana is a plant, not the plant itself. Okay, So the weed, the people, the ones that they smoke, you know, what you see, what happens is that they are saying that in order to, you see, there's an example I'll give you. There's a place where they sell monkey meat.
Monkey meat.
Monkey meat, you see, and it's around where I stay in my hometown. And when you go there, you know, people know monkey. So when you go there, they say meto asroba, so that the people from other places will not know that it's a monkey that you are buying. I get to the point. So that is a weed. You know, people say it's for recreational purposes. Like that's what they say. You see, but my problem is that there is something inside the weed that is addictive. I get to the point. And before you get to the level of addiction, you travel. So if you tell me that you are doing recreational smoking, definitely you will get to a point where you will be addicted. So for me, that's what I see. It's for recreational purposes. You know, some people also use it. When you go to this spirit world, there are some people who use it and enter into trance.
Okay.
Like yoga, you know, there are some other that use them. That's some of the use that for now I can tell you.
But they are products that you could see African herbs.
They are products African herbs. You know, but that percentage of marijuana is negligible. I get to the point. It's not the one that you use and get high. I get to the point. It's just a little that they add. So these topical ones that they use, and you know, but this one we are talking about is the one they smoke it.
All right.
Raw.
You see, people have that perception or that notion about. So weed, in Kukra, but the amount that it's in
is not something that will affect anybody. Because if you talk about that one, there are some other medications for epilepsy, for depression and all those
that
things. Has a weed content. That has that kind of cannabis.
Okay.
So that one is just for medicinal purpose, and it's not one that you can. We call it, what you are saying is rationalization.
Okay.
I want to use it, so let me just say something to support my. It doesn't make any sense.
All right. So viewers, we are talking about marijuana. You see, in case you just joined in, we are discussing what marijuana is and why it has a lot of names, because sometimes it depends on the ghetto in which the people want to call it a name that will confuse we the laymen, those of us who don't know what it is. And also we just said that yes, people use that product for health issues, but then not necessarily the amount or the quantum that is being smoked into the system, or the THC in what we smoke that is applied into the body cream and hair pomade. It is different from what we see on those labels. So let us be mindful, or we shouldn't rationalize things or have perception about the fact that is it. So if it can be used for hair pomade, then we can smoke it. It is normal. I want to get back to him. Currently, marijuana has been something normal. From your perspective, how do you see it being normal, especially with the young people, and why?
Okay, so like I told you, I work at a unit where we do counseling for people with substance use, and I will tell you that, you know, initially it was nicotine, cigarettes that this young boy starts with. But I can tell you the fact that now the young boy starts with weed. Are you getting it? They start with weed, and there is a study by the, I think, consultative something of Ghana recently about this GHS-SS, and you came out to say that about 50% of people in GHS have smoked weed before. Are you getting it?
50%?
About 50%, I think 49 to 50%.
Okay.
Not very sure, but and you look at the other side, there's one they call shisha. That's
Shisha, okay.
that's
shisha,
a study brought out that there's a number of female
Yeah.
who also do that. Are you getting the point? So, for me to tell you this one is that, you know, I was telling you earlier on that even in Ghana, when you look at the amount of weed used in countries, Ghana was ranked as one some time ago.
Ghana was the
first in Africa and about third in the world. You see, but currently I saw that Nigeria and some other countries are climbing up.
Okay.
So it fluctuates. Are you getting the point? So it's something that is alarming and it's serious, because the guys who come to many of them is cannabis and something.
Okay.
They don't come with cigarettes and some other drugs. Now come with, I told they start with cannabis. Cigarettes is something just put it down.
Oh, it's normal.
You don't see it now. So
Okay.
the cannabis.
I know you're doing.
So they are cannabis, now they come with. And most of them come, they have psychosis. They are misbehaving, they are hallucinating, seeing things that you are not seeing. And you need to stabilize them at the psychiatry hospital before you bring them. So it's something that is becoming a serious problem in our country here.
If you have a word, if you have a sibling, if you have a nephew, a niece who who is into weed smoking, he wouldn't tell you, but what we are going to enter is what will let people know, get the signs and symptoms of whoever is smoking for you, for us as parents, guardians, or whoever we are to those people to be able to know that indeed these people are smoking. And what are the symptoms of someone who takes weed, who takes marijuana?
Okay, so the symptoms of someone who takes marijuana, normally their eyes are red. Like you see something like a bloodshot eye, the eyes are always red. Then what will let you know that it is weed is that the lids are swollen, like somebody who just woke up from bed.
Okay.
The lids, the eyelids are swollen, like somebody who just got. There's some people whose eyes are red.
Oh, wait,
So you are saying that.
but please, I want you to take these things carefully for me, please, so that at least you can identify and we'll help out. You can call the number and we'll help out. So please, I want you to do that. In case you haven't shared the link, please do so. Send it to young people's platform, church platform, any group platform, so that at least together we learn. Because it's going to help somebody in your group or a parent, anybody, please. So let's do it. So yes,
Like I was saying, the eyes are always red, but to differentiate it between somebody who has a different problem and eye problem is that the lids are always swollen.
Okay.
Like somebody who just woke up from bed. You know, and what happens is that the youth that enter into, you realize that initially academically they were good. It's possible it could be another problem, but most of them academically they are good. But as they start using, now they start failing, and you see that they are not doing well in school. Then they have this talkativeness, getting into arguments. I get to the point, and they become living secret life. You realize that they start changing friends. You realize today is a friend, they change a friend. They bring different people to the house. And what happens is that they also put on bangles. You see these young boys, they put a lot of bangles. And there's some crosses.
is it not life? Is it not?
Differentiated from life, this one becomes too bad. You realize that they are putting a lot of, these bangles, like, first they were not like that. You realize that they are putting on bangles, and you go to their rooms, they put some Rastafarian, excuse me to say, they put some pictures of somebody smoking weed and all those things. Then they have paranoia. When I say paranoia, now they have this feeling that people don't like them. People are looking at them, people are talking about them. They have this kind of feeling. Now they hate, what they hate is eye contact. Because of the red eye. So they normally hate eye contact. They don't want you to look. So you realize that when you look at their face, I say, why are you looking at my face? Are you getting the point? They always putting their head down, not to look at people. So these are some of the visible ones that you can see. Now the long term, you realize that some of them, the color change. You see somebody who is fair but becomes dark, like me, with time. You realize that, you see the signs and you realize that no, they are not like they used to be. You see, then you realize that the mouth, like I'm saying, you say that the mouth becomes very dark. Now everybody know you watch the mouth very well. You realize that the mouth
It's changing.
is very dark. The lips have become very dark after a long time of use.
So for instance, if my ward is a student, how do I know? A brilliant student, how do I know that?
That's what I was telling that is some of what happens with time. But you need to. What you have to do is to also, if you have children, you need something about weed. If you have children, you need to investigate them seriously. That's how you start. You need to learn about your children. You need to go to their schools and ask about how they are doing. Sometimes you have to take 1 or 2 ways and set their bags when they are not there. Because that's how it starts. Some of them you can even hear the smell if you know the smell of weed. Now, like I was telling now. after a long time of use.
So for instance, if my ward is a student, how do I know, a brilliant student, how do I know that?
That's what I was telling that is some of what happens with time. But you need to, what you have to do is to also, if you have children, you need something about we, if you have children, you need to investigate them seriously. That's how you start. You need to learn about your children. You need to go to their schools and ask about how they are doing. You know, sometimes you have to take 1 or 2 ways and set their bags when they are not there, because that's how it starts. You know, some of them you can even hear the smell if you know the smell of weed. You know, now, like I was telling